Hi, I'm Felix Scheffka and I'm founder and one of the 4 organizers of Frankfurt's local FinTech Meetup. It's called FinTech FFM and we started the thing in 2015 and by now we're one of the biggest FinTech communities in continental Europe. I was in London and there I was quite impressed by everything that was going on. I think London was many years ahead by then. We had community events and cool things going on almost every night a week. And then I got back to Frankfurt and I had the hint in my mind that one of the influencers there gave me, and he said, well, just check meetup.com, there should be something for you. I checked it and there was nothing. So I found that button saying create your own meetup. That's what I did. And the original idea basically was to get around, I don't know, 10 to 15 people together once in a while, have a nice chat in a bar about what's going on and what we see happening. And then it turned out to become much bigger, actually, quite fast. I want to do something that is focusing on actual startups and people interested in joining startups. By that also giving, well, early stage founders a way to learn and avoid mistakes. And we had our first meetup which was already attended by about 50 people, and I think by then we had more of the half of the crowd coming directly from the founder scene, actually also because we invited them directly. And that was really nice because I got some feedback like, well, I met someone who really helped me with a problem afterwards, and I think that's the best feedback one can get for an event like this. My comparison is limited, but I think the sense of community is quite high here, and well, of course I am and we are very happy to play our humble part in that one. And I mean, the growth of our little community event, because it is nothing else, so we never made it for profit, we never made any dime from that. It's a very nice proof of concept actually of the potential that Frankfurt has, especially when it comes to FinTech, well, startups in the financial services industry. I mean, I said where we started, I told you where we started, and our last event, which we co-hosted with 2 other meetups, also doing it just for fun, drew attention of plus 400 people coming to Frankfurt School of Finance and Management here, and we by now have international speakers coming in. And one more thing that I think makes these events valuable is they're kind of like a community meeting point, because most likely there's by now a startup or fintech event every second day in Frankfurt, but most people that are coming there are actually not really the founders of startups. Many people are just browsing from the industry, which is totally fine, and we got many of these people as well and we want them to be there. But for our events usually many founders and, well, senior members of the startup community also come because they know they will meet more of their own and have a good chat, and basically have this as, well, one point to get in touch with what's going on around them basically. I think there's many factors. One factor might be that most founders in Frankfurt are, let's say, a little bit more mature when it comes to business experience than in other cities. Like most people, especially in finance, might have had a career before working in a bank or working in a consultancy, and these people will usually also bring in their network, which then makes it, well, a good basis to actually attract people from abroad as well. Also, the thing is, I think there's many initiatives trying to push the sector of startups, especially FinTech here, and this also has always been the point that Frankfurt always has been international, I think. A lot of partner cities and partner cities made very good partner ecosystems as well when it comes to startups. So if you have this combination basically of people having their own connections and then of course are willing to share them, they will have a very good basis. For example, if I have an old buddy of mine flying in from London or from Tel Aviv and he wants to meet me, and he's probably asking me actively like, well, what else can you show me in Frankfurt? Are there any more startups to see? And this will probably accelerate this connectiveness, so to say, among startups and international stakeholders. Concerning a sense of community, I think it does. Because if you're around in this community for a while, and well, you will start getting to know people, you have like a more direct connection. And it's always good to meet new people. This can also be a disadvantage, I have to say. Like you can go to a startup event and have a very nice evening, but didn't make any new contacts, so to say. But in general, you meet people that you met before, and you have topics to discuss, and you get closer together somehow, and you be willing to help each other from that point of view. So this can be seen as an advantage there, probably. I think Frankfurt is very good if you want to do business with established businesses. I mean, there's basically every major bank has a subsidiary here or has at least a branch here. And also the connectiveness is a very, very good reason to go here. You can reach basically almost every capital in Europe within 2 hours, and the airport is just 15 minutes by train away. This is a big advantage of other cities. Also, there is a big pool of talent. Might not be as international as in other ecosystems, but we have a couple of leading universities in their field in around a 1 hour circle, so to say, with Darmstadt with the engineers. It's of course a big good university here in Frankfurt directly, or a Frankfurt school as one of the leading German business schools. But also you can go further and go to Karlsruhe, where there's another leading technical university, which is also 1 hour away by train basically. So you have the resources here, you have connections to business, you have connectedness to the world. Well, you can argue the price level is relatively high when you see it on a German scale, and it totally is. I think it's usually seen as the second most expensive city in Germany. But if you see that on an international scale, we're still doing quite okay. I mean, even Paris is way more expensive, and well, we don't have to talk about London then. And also, well, Berlin has had a very good advantage there, but I think they're losing it with a relatively high pace somehow. I don't think we need to strive to be the next Berlin. This would be quite unreasonable. And also, I'm not a big fan at all of this discussion, is Berlin better, are we better, whatsoever, because I think they're quite complementary actually. Because Berlin mostly has a focus on, let's say, B2C, typical digital topics, a lot of design stuff going on, while Frankfurt usually is more like the serious business hub. And I think this is what you can also see if you have a look at where different kind of startups are settling. Also, if you take a look at international startups, fast-growing companies, the ones that are focusing on getting B2B connections are more likely to get here. The ones that want to enter the German market itself are more likely to go to Berlin then. So I think basically what both ecosystems should do is move closer together when it comes to collaborations and to playing the strengths that each of them has to offer in combination, so to say.